Welcome to Devlog 4 for AdventureSim, which is now will be referred to as Forward. We decided to change the name as that's going to be a little bit more productive. So I do apologize early on. The reason being is I broke the game while we were actually working on it. We have this quick little debug screen that we're going to use, and we're just going to skip forward a tad bit. So you see here we're at day 2. We're at base camp, and we have a certain amount of time before decisions are due. The reason why time exists is we wanted to ensure that the students knew when things were due and how much time they had to make those decisions. Since Trevor Cox works with a lot of adult students, they're not going to be able to be on 100% of the time. They're going to get home from work, come on, and check to see if any decisions have been made, and then immediately leave probably as fast as they showed up. So we want to be sure that they had very good expectations on how to manage their time. So from here you can actually see who's made their decision and what's been locked in. From there we can progress to the next day, and you can see where all of the players will move from one point to the next point. One of the goals is to keep them together, or if they are decided to spread apart, you can actually pull them together. Everyone can make their own decisions. Again, it's your role as a leader to come in and make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. From there we hit continue and we move on to the next day. If you notice that the day moves to 3, the base camp number should actually change, but it hasn't in this case, and all the decisions have been reset. The time's not working, chat's not working, and technically the background should change, but it's just not implemented yet. So when you're ready, you just go to the next day and make your next set of decisions. So for now, you just make the same decision over and over. What do you want to do today? Go up the mountain or stay where you're at. Right now, it doesn't look like the way it should. And just for reference, we'll pull up the mock-up. So this is what it looks like here. You just have the area for the text and some decisions. It looks like this mostly because we want to make sure that we wanted to get it out as fast as possible. So we promise functional, not pretty. In this case, we decided to go up the mountain. And then we hit the back button, and then from there you can kind of see that the decisions have been filled back in. The reason being is because we added some bots to the machine, to the game. We really wanted to figure out whether or not we could test it, and then we also figured that there might be some issues where some students might drop out in the middle of the game. So if they start playing with only 3 students, they have the ability to at least finish the game with some sort of playthrough. There's other ways to handle that, but for right now we still needed to test the game, so we added robots to it. So again, we're ready to progress, and you can watch the one player move their way up from one spot to the next. We hit continue, and as you can see, the day has progressed. We're at a different camp, and we can just repeat the cycle over and over again. That's the big thing, making sure that the cycle itself works. So we can keep it going just by hitting continue again, watch the player move up from spot 1 to spot 2, and hit continue. And as we reach the end of the days, we get a final screen that we can work with. We have some different art that will show up, so if you're not at the summit, you're going to see a different view than you will if you're at the bottom of at the mountain with base camp, or if you're actually at the summit. We wanted to make sure that each person felt the impact of the decisions at the end of the simulation. So with that in mind, that's basically the walkthrough of what we currently have for Forward, or Adventure Simulator. And with that, we'll be, it's one of the harder ones that we've been working at, and it's the top tier. It's going to take up a little bit, and it's probably not going to be able to be super testable at the beginning of June for Summer Block 1, but we definitely want to make sure that it's play testable around July 1 for Summer Block 2, because again, we want to make sure that we work out some of the kinks for this before it goes live in the fall. So with that, that's the short iteration. We can always talk a little bit more about what we're doing with Forward, but for right now, this is kind of like where we're going to have to leave it.